Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is David Novak. I was quite shocked after scouring my books yesterday evening when I realized that I had no books that I considered essential. At different times in my life, there have been books which I considered so. When I first started to build a small collection, I had one bookcase. It was a very small thing. But I put all of my essentials on the top shelf of that, and those were the books that meant most to me. They were the most important. And gradually, what I considered my essentials expanded till the point where it was that entire bookshelf. It was a wooden unit with 4 shelves, I think, 3 or 4, not tall and not too wide. And then at some point, my collection of books expanded, and I must say it was never in any sense a collection in terms of the way people might collect certain types of special folio society books or anything like that, just the books I had. And I got to where I had several bookcases of books, and I don't know at what point that I ceased having those special books. Now, my situation now, I have larger units that have a certain number for display, and my partner demands that the books that are on display largely be the books that look better as opposed to the ones that have significant value to me. And so I have abided by that, although not entirely. But it was really a surprise to me because everybody on BookTube lately, well, not everybody, but a good number of people have been talking about what they consider their essential books, started by David Wiley. And the realization that I have none sort of floored me. And I at first postulated it's just a stage of life matter, the fact that I'm an oldster preparing for my final excursion, but I don't know for sure. It may be just the fact that I am reading more now, and so when I was reading less, each book that I read had the potential of becoming some kind of an icon or idol even for me. Whereas now that I am plowing through them, although my speed is nothing compared to what other booktubers attain regularly, but now that I am moving through pages at a rapider clip, the idea of holding any book apart perhaps has just seemed less feasible or reasonable to me. So I don't know if that's it, but it occurred to me immediately upon shutting down after the video where I talked about having no essential books, that another factor to that might be just because I have been throughout my adult life a writer, and I have written a fair number of books and a fair number of plays, which I also would consider a book at this point, or books at this point. And when you write, there's maybe a window of a week after you've finished a new book where you feel kind of excited. You're going through the manuscript, checking for typos and that kind of thing. But after that, the book becomes absolutely non-essential to you. If it didn't become non-essential, then you could not go on and write the next book. And so I thought perhaps that this lifelong experience, this lifelong habit of washing my hands completely clean of the book once I had finished it, that may have leaked out or spread to just books in general. It's possible. My status in that respect is so different than a lot of what I see on YouTube, which is people who are aspirational, people who have ambitions or desires to become a writer. You even see old men pining for a name on the spine of a book. And in my case, all that has been done, and the value to that ultimately is slim. I mean, even the little bit of brouhaha, say when your first book comes out and you have a release party and everybody is patting you on the back, that kind of thing. While it's a charge, I suppose, initially, that ultimately has no lasting impact. It leaves you just as everything else. And so perhaps it has been my experience as a writer that has made me understand that these books, once they finish with you, so to speak, the relationship is severed completely. People have referred to their literary works as being like children, but I think it's a little bit more cold than that, or cut and dried, because you can have children, and even into their old age, if you live to be ancient, you can still care about them and be pained if something bad happens to them. With the work of art or the book that you created, it absolutely has to be indifference, committed indifference, completely. So possibly the long exercise of that with my own books now has spread to my relationship with books that I read, now that I am reading so many more than I ever did in the past. These are just spurious thoughts passing through my head, and I thought I would share them. Thank you for stopping by my channel.